Hi there, it's Steph. So today I've decided to do things slightly differently. I normally do my videos and then record voiceover on a computer. And for today's haul I thought I would just talk as I show you the items because I've seen people do that and I think it might be just a little easier for me to tell you a bit more. Sometimes I think about telling you things and then I forget. Now I may be able to tell you what I think and not forget anything. So let's start with this die. I think we're probably all the same at that time of the year, struggling a bit for money. So I've been looking around for dies with, let's say, a cheaper price point. I do love the dies from the US and I tend to buy these ones because, I suppose they're more popular. We see more adverts or more people using them, so we think a bit more about buying this and the US ones, and not about these ones, which I didn't know about that brand. I just found out. I'm not sure. I would say it's from the Netherlands because it's .nl. It's written in English, German and French, so I would think it's European. But anyway, it's a really good die. It looked a bit flimsy at first. I was like, oh dear. But I think it's just because it's large. It's a really thin die. It's one of these thin lit kind of die. But I mean, it cuts perfectly fine. It scores pretty well. That set comes with the die for the actual box, so you have to kind of cut two of these and then you stick them together and you get that, and that's actually a really decent sized box. I mean, you see the size of that, it's really big. Mine was not the best because I decided to do this dressing and it got wet and it didn't fall very well because of that, but I wouldn't blame the die, it's just because of the coloring technique I used on it. And I just cut a window out of it and you get these two extra dies with it. So you could just glue something on the top of it, or you can just cut a window out of it, or whatever you want. So I think it's pretty cool, and I've not glued it yet. It was my first try yesterday, but I showed it to my son this morning and he really liked it, and he said, can I have it? And I was like, yeah, you can have it. So I think kids would like that, but I'm sure grown-ups would too. My idea with this is to do 25 and do some sort of advent calendar, maybe not quite 25, maybe 15 or something like that, but to do some sort of advent calendar for him. So a bit of mass production on the way. So that's a really cool die. I've only used it once, but so far I find it quite good. And you will hear about it again when I do my mass production. So then I bought this dies, and I'm sorry it's a bit messy, that's just the way I put it away. I need to redo all the labels for all my stamps because I got new stamps and I got rid of old stamps and it's all a bit messy in there, so I just need to do a bit of tidy up. But basically I've been loving stitch dies like everybody, I think everywhere out there, but I've been struggling to find them for what I would call affordable. And I really like these ones because I have some dies where you just get the stitch, I think it was inside but not outside, so then when you cut the frame it's not that good. And I remember, I think it was Christina Werner or Jennifer Maguire saying, if you buy dies, these ones are probably the best because they do both, and I do completely agree with that. And I found these ones online in the UK, and I think it was like less than £12, which I thought was really good price. And in terms of size, if you think that's an A6, that's perfectly fine. You don't need anything bigger than that, really. So I thought that was really good, and I really wanted to share that with you if you wanted to try. I think it's .nl as well, so I thought it was UK, but maybe it's from the Netherlands actually. But it's really good quality, as good quality as the other brands I have. So if you're in the UK and you can't really afford the postage from the US, you may want to think about these brands. Then I bought some second-hand stamps from the Farm Greeting Company. I've been looking at that brand for a while and unfortunately couldn't quite afford it. And I found this used one, and they're brilliant in terms of, I love the design, that's what I mean by brilliant. I'm not crazy about the rubber stamp. You can see how thick it is, and it doesn't work very well in my homemade stamping tool, and I think I need to try it with my Fiskar stamping platform, the one where you put the stamps in and you push on it just once and it pops back up. But in stamping platform I didn't think that thickness worked very well, and that's maybe why I've seen that they started doing clear stamps, so I don't know. But I mean, the design is brilliant, I love it. I've made a few cards with it, you will see them coming soon. That was the first one I got, and I got a second one, this one, and basically just going back to that one. I try to pick like designs that I would think would fit for like birthdays and Christmas, so that would work for Christmas for me, and that works for birthdays, and that works for birthday as well. So, you know, I'm trying to kind of like not get more out of my stamps, but think my purchases through, if that makes sense. Try to make them worthwhile. I mean, I see some really nice stamps out of them. I'm like, oh, what would I do with that? I don't know. So here we go. Then I bought this die from Technique Tuesday. I've bought a lot of dies this month compared to normally, but I feel like I need more dies than stamps at the moment. Okay, we always need stamps, but you know. I bought this once because it's the die, I don't know if you've seen it, you basically, if you have your cardstock and you do that and you pull it, then it kind of opens it. And I've seen people hiding like concert tickets, or maybe, I don't know, you could put cinema tickets. I was thinking more about scratching cards for Christmas, you know, making cards for people and put scratching cards and they just get it out. But I need to think about a design that I can use that on. That would be a card that doesn't require too much work, because I'm not going to spend 2 hours on a card for it to be torn apart, quite literally. So I need to think that through, but I thought that die looked pretty cool. I haven't tried that brand in die, I've tried it in stamps, and I think it is a US brand. But yeah, it is made in the US, but it was pretty good, so I'm looking forward to that. And then I placed an order with Cold Pen. So if you're not familiar with Cold Pen, it's a online company, I think, I'm not sure if they have an actual shop or not, in the UK that sell Copic markers with like 100 million pens. And I buy my Copics from them, and they are really affordable. It's like £2.50 for one chow, which I think is really good. And when I buy my refill, they're like £5.50, and you get free delivery as well. So Cold Pen, really good delivery, really good customer service, sorry. You place your order in the evening and it's dispatched the day after, so I really recommend them because I had really good experiences with them. So I'm really happy with that. And then I ordered this Sharpie permanent marker, and I have seen a lady on Instagram use it for calligraphy. And don't get me wrong, I'm still practicing, but just to show you what it looks like. I thought they were really good, you know, it looks really good when she used it. I've used some Pentel Feud, and they're good, but they work better for like small letters. This one is actually quite good for like large letters. I do remember that she said she was recommending it for some sort of plasticky surfaces, you know, like a whiteboard kind of thing, because of how quick it dries and stuff like that. But I don't know, I thought it was, I like how you can squish on the end, a bit like a Copic, I suppose. Well, it depends what you want to do with it. So that's a Sharpie permanent marker brush, and I thought that was quite cool. And then last but not least, my friend Lisa shared with me a die that I can't find anymore. Okay, sorry, it's here. And I thought that was a really cool die. I haven't tried it yet, but I had a few ideas. I've seen Jennifer Maguire do a technique of some sort of faux letter press or faux die press that you die cut, but not really, because you put some sort of rubbery matte thing in it, so it just does the imprint rather than the cut. And I thought that would look pretty cool with that, but I haven't tried it yet, so that's on my list of things to do. And last thing I wanted to mention, which I should have mentioned before, when I did order the pen from Cold Pen, it was not just the order from the pen, is that I finally ordered some cool grey markers, warm grey markers, sorry. I have the cool greys, which I use a lot, and I've seen Kathy from the Daily Marker using cool grey, warm grey, sorry, I'm struggling with this word, and I thought the warm greys were really cool, because I like the cool greys, but they're a bit cold, so if you want to do flowers and stuff like that, sometimes I think cold might not be the best. It might just depend on the colour scheme, but I thought it would be really nice to use warm grey, and because there's a colouring challenge happening at the moment on Instagram, I thought it was, you know, a good opportunity to finally get this for, and as I said, a really good price at that online company, so, you know, good deal, good price. So that's all for today. I hope you find it interesting. Obviously next month might be a bit different because there's Christmas coming, so I'm hoping to have a few new things to share with you early January. So in the meantime, have a great day and get crafty. Bye!